Hello there, it's me, Sari, here again, and today I thought I'd show you how I made this card. I could of course continue making this one with a sort of dimensional attitude, but in this case I'm just keeping it flat, just so you know what I have done. And basically I'm using the Misti just to help things out, and I'm using different colors from the archival ink line, and I am using some layered stamps from Studio Light, and it's a Dutch company actually, I see. Studio Light. This set is called Stamp LS05, and it's got some really nice butterflies, and on the back side of the package you can also find a really nice guide to how to place your stamps, so you know how to go about it when you're going to align them with each other, because these are going to be, you can actually do some 3-color stamping with these. So let's see, I'm using my Misti, and I'm just trying to make things work really easily with this. I have die cut a piece of paper with a die or stitch die. In this case it's a die from Lawn Fawn, but you can also find some beautiful stitch dies from Crealese, Memory Box, and even I think it was Dynamics and something. So there are many companies out there that actually do make these stitch dies, and I do like the way they look in the end result. And one thing about lining things up, you could actually use your Misti to it actually as well. So in the first line I'm just going to put that there just in case it were to pop up somehow, and I might actually benefit from using the lines on the Misti here, the 1-inch marks or something. I think that is going to be rather nice. So I'm just going to eyeball it, hopefully it'll get there. And what I could do in this right now is just to put some lines here and there, so I have something to go by, just to quicken things up as I'm going along. But before I go that far, I actually do need to put some spray on the back side of this paper. I just need to figure out which one is the back side. In this case I can find it really easily. I'm going to use a remount spray from 3M. I'm going to shake it up, and I'm just going to spray it from above, from a distance. I'm up here sort of. And I'm going to let it sit there for a couple of seconds, because I don't want to put that when it's too damp onto the paper, because then it might get stuck there for a good time, and it might actually warp up the paper as well. So what I have done, I have placed my stamps on the sort of acrylic block here, and I'll be showing you how to maneuver them shortly. I do realize that I need some pieces of paper in order to protect the surface when I'm doing some partial stamping and everything. So let's see if I can make it work like this. And I'm just going to take away something for the butterfly's wing there. So let's see, I think this one is ready to be put here. And I'm just going to put it there. You know what, I'm just putting it like so perhaps, and at the same time I'm just having a look, see that I'm still within the 1-inch mark. It doesn't look really straight, but so this is the tricky part really. I mean, you do have to do a little bit of thinking back and forth when you're going to do multiple stamping and layered stamping and everything. If this isn't exactly in the center, I might actually do some trimming afterwards. I'm just going to be happy with that right now. So the first thing is that I'm actually going to do the skeleton, or just the outline stamp there, and I can see that all of these 3 stamps are going to be interfering with my paper. So I'm just going to add some protective pieces of paper here and there, so I don't end up with a clogged up result. And in this case I'm just placing them like that. Hopefully I'll be able to put the magnets where I want them, and since there are so many butterflies here I just have to check it so I don't have them there and accidentally break this pad. So now I see that I can actually get this placement really nicely there. So I'm just going to lift it up, and I could actually put in another magnet there just to be on the safe side really. So first off I'm going to use some black ink. It's called Jet Black when it comes from Archival ink, and I'm making sure that I'm only going to do the inking of the stamp right here. I'm going to pay attention, so I'm not going to add on too much ink on any other parts. It's good to have a rather juicy ink pad, so you are actually going to get a really nice crisp image. So, fingers crossed, and I'm going to put it down like that. And I think, uh-oh, I actually stamped the wrong stamp. This is something that happens to me quite often, so I need to go back and make it right. Sometimes clear stamps aren't flat enough, so sometimes the ink isn't ending up all the way where it's supposed to. So then you just have to be on the lookout, and if you find out that the image hasn't stamped properly, as it hasn't here, then it's a good idea actually to use the Misti there, you know. I'm going to, and these magnets are really strong, so this happens to me on a regular basis. I mean, sometimes I even snap my fingers between them. I'm just going to go back to that place that it didn't really get to. So now I got a better result now, didn't I? So I'm quite happy with that. So what I need to think about now is I could actually just going to move those there, and I could do the stamping of this one at the same time, but now I need to cover the places where those stamps aren't going to be, or I don't want them to be. So I'm just going to put that one there, and let's see how much more I need to cover things up, and hopefully that one will be enough. It isn't. And like so. And then about the magnet, I'm not sure if it's going to be good here, because it somehow adds to some height there. So in this case I'm just going to keep the stamps in their place, and I'm just going to do the black stamping right now, and I'll be showing you how I'm going to move about this in a minute or two. So in this case I actually got a better result there, but not there. And I'm really keen on getting that bit really visible and crisp. So I'm going to go there once more, making sure that I'm not getting any other stamps to this paper. So that's it, and that looks rather nice. So what I need to do now is I'm going to take this away, making sure that this one is still in its place, and I'm going to do some inking again, but I do need to protect the surface up here, so I might as well just put that one there just to see if it's good enough. It isn't, so I might actually just turn it over the paper, and I need to shift that one a little bit down, move the magnet up, and this might work. So in this case I might actually stamp both of these, just so I get the skeletons or the outlines really nice and crisp. And since this bit here won't be visible after I have put the top panel on top, it doesn't really have to be totally perfect on the inside, but I still want them to be there, sort of. Now you can see that this is something that some clear stamps actually have a problem with. Sometimes it's really difficult to get the ink to go in there, and I'm thinking that there is a sort of a slope in the center there. So that's why I'm going back and adding on some ink, and that's why the Misti is the perfect stamping tool, because if you have missed out on something and you have the stamp there, you can actually go back and make it better. Well, now you can see that the lines are rather harsh there, but I'm just going to keep them just for demonstrative purposes, really. So in this case I'm ready with that, and I ought to go back, placing this one here, and this is one of the tricky parts. You really need to make sure that the lines are lined up, or the images are lined up. It sort of looks all right there, but I'm a little bit hesitant. Perhaps that one needs to go down there. So you really need to give this the time needed so you don't rush it too much. And then I'm just going to turn it over in the Misti, and I'm going to make sure that everything is going to be in its place. So now I'm going to focus on the background for this bit, and I do need to cover that bit up there because I don't want those stamps to be cluttered. And I'm hoping I'll be able to put a magnet there. Perhaps not exactly there, but perhaps there. You see, it's a sort of trial and error you have to go through. So in this case I'm fairly sure, but I actually would like to put that one there instead, and I might actually help it out, folding it down like that and just putting it a little bit up there, perhaps even further down there. So now I'm actually, you know, here is something I don't want, so I really got something there, but forgive me if I'm making a mistake. I'm sure you're getting my idea here, what I'm aiming at. So I'm going to just put that one there, and I'm going to go for a color here because I do want, and you know, there's something else I need to do, because now I'm going to go for a sort of a two-colored look. So in this case I had 2 green hues, and in this case I had 2 orange hues. Let's see where I'll end up with these chosen colors. So in order to not get too much ink where I don't want it, I do need to place a paper here as well. So I'm just going to take care of the first, or the top layer now. Let's see if the magnet can stay there. All these bits are protected. So let's go for some orange on top, right? And this is the stamp that I'm going to stamp on right now. It's easy to forget about yourself when you're doing your stamping. And when you have a big ink pad like that, you might actually get some ink to the next stamp. But if you have this protective system here, you might luck out and not get things where you don't want them to be. So there we have that one, and I'm going to just change places with these, and I'm going to put that one there. And now I have to pay attention a little bit, because I know that since I do have a rather thick difference between the different, there are too many pieces of paper here, so I won't be able to get a really nice, let's see, now I have to actually clean this one a bit, otherwise I will be ending up with some different kind of a color there. So let's see, I was talking about something, but I forgot about myself. Let's see if I come back to that later. So I'm going to go for this sort of paler yellow. Let's see if I'm getting everything as I want them to be. So now I need to get some extra pressure here where there is a difference in height. You can see it's not going to do a perfect stamping there. So what I need to do now basically is just take these away, take this one away, make sure it's in the corner, and just have a look-see about where I'm supposed to put this protective bit here. Making sure I'm actually pushing it into the corner, checking if it's going to end up in the right place, going back with the same color. And since I have that protective piece of paper, I'm actually daring to go there without doing any checking. Like that. So it's a little bit stronger there, but I'm actually going to keep it as it is. So now what I'm going to do next is find the piece of paper that I have started stamping on, because now I need to put it back. So see, there's a lot of going back and forth with this method. But if you aren't feeling secure in coloring your items or images, this might be the way for you. just to stamp the colors in there. So in order to not get any ink there, I'm going to put that one there, and I'm going to have something here for protection. Just to have a look-see, I do need to put something up there. Did have that one there before. Let's see if it's all right. So now I'm going to go for, I do need some other colors, so I'll just go back and find something else because I have done other stamp to go with there. So perhaps I might actually use the tiger lily just for fun, because I do have a third stamp to these stamps. So, you know, perhaps I did go too soon there. Let's see where I'll end up. So I'm here now, so I have to think about what I'm doing. And the magnets are really strong, so I really must make you think about the fact that they do tend to clasp and sometimes they break. So it's better to actually move them to the side. So let's see, did I have it here? Perhaps I did line it up at the end here. Just going to have a look-see. No, I didn't. So where on earth did I have it? This is the bad thing, because I didn't... I'm looking for that now. You see? It isn't perfect there. It seems like it's too high. That's strange, because I have actually measured them. Well, I actually do. I'm just going to do the measuring once more then. I think this is the one that I need to shift. And I'm just going to place it there on top. And if you're going to do this kind of stamping, it's really nice to actually start with the outline, because then you know where you're going to place these stamps. Let's see if I'm going to protect that one a little bit, and those as well, when I'm picking it up. So I'm here now, and I need to remind myself of putting something here. That one is going to end up really nice there. And I'm going to put something here as well. So it's a lot of going back and forth, as you can see. I think that is going to be all right. So now I'm just going to go for the tiger lily here. Perhaps I didn't get it exactly where I wanted, but I hope you're catching my drift here. So I've got 3 colors here, black, orange and a little bit stronger orange. So what I need to do now is put it back in its place and just do the opposite thing there. I'm just going to check that it's in the right position. It does look all right. So as you can see, I have actually managed to get some clutter there. There's not much I can do about it right now. Just going to finish making this. That's going to be all right, isn't it? So I mustn't forget about this one. I do need something here as well. Or I could just take it away because it's going to be too thick. So I'm going to place it there, and I'm going to continue working on that stamp. Perhaps I might do a little bit of cleaning. And since this one is sort of light in its color, I'm thinking, which one should I go for? I'm not sure. I think this is going to be too dark really, but I'm just going to show it to you like this. Yes, this is the way to go. And I'm going to put that one there and something there. So that's that. It isn't exactly where it's supposed to be. I have measured it a little bit wrong because it's going outside the box here. So I'm just going to do the one big butterfly there actually, and then you could go for perhaps putting this panel on a bit of corrugated cardboard or some thick cardboard, or perhaps even some foam adhesive of sorts. And then you can just glue it down here and make a rather spectacular thing. Of course you could do masks on top of this, and perhaps even do some background text stamping and everything, and just make a real nice statement out of this. So I hope you can give it a go if you have your own Misti at home or something, and I'm sure it's going to be really fun. And if you don't succeed, well, you could just keep the first layer on hold, I'm sure, and perhaps you could put this one on another piece of a card or something. That could be nice as well. But if you want to go forward with this method, just take your time and get acquainted, practice on a scrap piece of paper or something before you go there with a proper piece of scrapbooking paper. It's a really nice thing. I mean, I could see myself continuing this one perhaps with a die-cut word or something, just to make things pop a little. And you know, I do like to die-cut words out of funky foam. So this is it. Hope you are inspired, and I'll be back as soon as I can. Bye bye.